All right. He's back in action. The king of PvT, the man that brought Maru's reign to an end. It is, of course, Dragon Phoenix Gaming's hero. I say brought it to an end, but then, of course, Maru did get some revenge against him in some of their more recent matches in also GSL and other Premier tournaments. Nonetheless, Hero is an absolute monster, and he's always at the cutting edge of Protoss creativity and free-flowing play, making it up as he goes. His opponent is no slouch, because especially in this case, they're not playing at LAN, and when they're playing online like this in this AlphaX Pro Series, this is BYUN representing Shopify Rebellion, and his wrist issues are psychosomatic, as far as I've heard reports of. So what does that mean? Big words. It means it's psychological. Now, people would say, I don't think it's purely psychological. I think it's something where, because he gets very tense and nervous and anxious and has a big adrenaline dump when he's playing at a LAN event, I think he tenses up a lot physically, and that causes those issues. So, good advice for anyone out there with wrist issues. If you guys are playing very tense, you're using like really high sensitivity, you're trying to really, you find yourself like holding your mouse down or like clamping your wrist down on the table really hard for support. It's a good sign that you're not playing relaxed. You're trying, to control what's happening too much, and you kind of need to flow a little bit more and relax a little bit. Now, BYUN, when he plays online from his home setup, he plays like that. He plays very relaxed. He plays really well, and we don't see those injuries ailing him at all. So he's going to be a big match for Hero, because BYUN has been smashing online tournaments. There's still people to this day who are like, man, BYUN's washed. BYUN's not that good. He's currently ranked number 6 in the world on a Ligulac. Now, I know that's a Ligulac, and it doesn't have different weighting for, say, a big live DreamHack Masters tournament, which obviously the players care about more because there's $100,000 plus on the line, as opposed to a, $500, $2,000, $5,000 tournament online. But it's still playing against the same opponents. He's still regularly beating the top players and kicking their butts. So this is something I feel I need to clarify a lot, just because I've had a few different people kind of make disparaging comments about BYUN lately and how he's not as good as he used to be. And I think if you only watch the very, very biggest LAN events, yes, he does barely fall short against the very best players in the world quite a bit, but it's not like he's getting knocked out by random no-names. He's getting eliminated from those tournaments by the best players. He's taking maps off them, and then he comes online and he wins like 5 tournaments in a row each time he gets eliminated from DreamHack or GSL. So do not sleep on BYUN, everybody. Nice Zealot pressure to start off for Hero. Now, for Hero, if you're not going to probe scout, opening with a Zealot's very good, because if he bunker rushed you, the Zealot defends it, right? You're getting a scout with it. And you might be like, well, losing the Zealot's really bad, though. The thing is, he doesn't care too much, right? You can keep it alive, and that's great, but why doesn't he care? The reason is because if you don't probe scout, you're saving over 100 minerals by this point anyway. Now, there's a nice little Marine scout from BYUN. He checked the gold base. Very important to do that on this map, especially against Hero. Hero is going Twilight. He's got an Adept and a Stalker there. This Zealot does get pushed back, but wasted a bit of mining time and repair money. And it looks like he doesn't really want to waste a recall on saving that Zealot. I would do it. 100 minerals, I think, is really good value for later on in this game. Marine not able to get a kill there. Zealot's still trying to run it away. Adept's going to try and get some hits on this Hellion. And hey, the Zealot's going to get out of there. Not bad. We'll be able to regenerate those 50 shields. The Adept's going to try and go past. Very risky move for Hero, but he's avoiding the Marine, so it works out okay. Now, as he loses the shields, though, on this Adept, Hero's going to be a little bit like, okay, just get out, get out. Surprised he didn't put any hits on the Widowmine. But knowing you're playing against BYUN, there's 2 things you got to watch out for. And the main one these days has been Marine drop. I think he's going to do 8 Marine drop. No, he'll probably do 6 Marines in the Widowmine. So he's going to go straight in the back. We've got 2 gates, a Robo, a 3rd gateway. Blink is being chrono boosted, which means that is on track to finish at about 4 minutes 45, 4 minutes 35 if he chrono boosts it one more time. Zealot Stalker at the front, 3 more Stalkers warping in. And we talked a lot about the magic numbers in this game. It is going to be 9 Stalker shots to kill a Medevac. So 4 Stalkers, just shy of the 5 Stalkers that you'd really want to have to 2-shot it. And he's unloading out front. Hero doesn't seem to see it just yet, but having that watchtower makes him feel very confident that this is the angle he has to defend. The Hellion goes down. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't focus down the Widowmine. That's interesting. And he's just going to sacrifice a single probe for that. Does take it out. 2 probes in total going down for a Hellion and a Widowmine. Not a bad trade. Hero's just going to hang out nearby. Now, I'd love to see him add a few more Stalkers. There we go. Now he's got that 2-shot potential in the Medevac. Behind this, Tank, Raven, 2nd Barracks. Very standard play for BYUN to start off this series. He's got the Raven. I do wonder if he harasses with the Raven. I don't know why I'm wondering. Of course he's going to harass with the Raven, but he doesn't want to go through the watchtower or it gets spotted. So that's kind of a problem for him on this map, is unless he can clear the Zealot off the watchtower, he could try to go through this little crack in the vision. Right? Because you don't want to send the Medevac and the Raven from the same angle. You want to come in from the back on 2 different sides to hit multiple mineral lines. and it's difficult to do this on Stargazers. Now, the Zealot does give the high ground vision. He's going to go in with just 3 Stalkers right now. He's decided he needs 3 Stalkers at home to defend the drop, so 3 Stalkers not enough to one-shot. Obviously not as effective as having 4 Stalkers here, but you get an SCV, you get a Marine, you don't lose any units. It's well worth it. Hero looking to take the 3rd base. He's already gone up to 4 gases and a Colossus Bay. Very nice. So, okay, he's playing really tech-heavy. He's even going 4 gates plus 1 Colossus. And I guess he's going to go Colossus, Viagra upgrade, and then he'll probably go Charge as the last little bit of gas expenditure. Because he's made 2 sentries so early, they're going to get a lot of value in terms of Force Fields, Guardian Shield saving up. On the other hand, it slows down his Colossus from starting. He's actually going to go Disruptor first. Oh, what the hell? Hero is so bizarre. I think because he's got so much map control. Medevac drop comes in and immediately pulls away. Doesn't want to lose that of the Raven. So I think because Hero, look at his map vision. He's got the Watchtower, he's got an Observer there and an Adept here. He feels like he's got a good chance of like distracting BYUN and then landing a big Disruptor shot on his face when he moves out. So he might even move this Disruptor out to like the high ground and then just try to land it in a surprising position. Would not be a bad move, might pay off for him. This Medevac for BYUN. Oh, look at that. He's like, am I going to try to make a run for it? Am I? Very good moves so far. Raven's going to try to run in, but a quick recall. And that Raven's gone. It's gone. It's gone, I think. Oh, he turns around to throw another auto turret. If he ran away, it might have been okay. Ah, okay. It does get, at least he gets a Stalker and 2 probes there. Something, but losing the Raven, it does feel like Hero's got this game under control. On the other hand, 3rd Command Center is building on location, which is, you know, kind of a greedy move, but on this map, not so much. It's also the fact that it's equal workers, which is always good for the Terran player. He's going to add his 4th and 5th barracks. It doesn't feel like BYUN, you know, thinks, oh, I need to force the issue. I need to go, you know, shove across the map and win the game right now. He's feeling pretty chilled out. Going into Colossus, extended thermal lance charge. 2 more gateways on the way, so up to 6 gates here. I think Hero would like to have, I don't know. So the problem with going the Disrupt, I was going to say he'd like to have a fight soon, split the army and kill some stuff. But without a Colossus, he doesn't have much firepower. He's going for that surprising Disruptor shot. Oh, I don't like that siege up. The Marines run forward. That was actually a cute little move there, the way they ran forwards to dodge the Disruptor shot rather than just trying to run backwards into the force field. Not too bad. He's only lost a few Marines. Going to finally clear up the Watchtower. And this is what we've talked about, how this map is used to think it was Protoss, and Terran would always veto it. No Korean Terran vetoes this map anymore. And the reason they don't is because that top drop angle is deadly. Now, this drop does get shut down. Good shield battery usage. The Medevac is going to fall there, but look at that. Oh, the pylons are... Okay, there's a few extra backup pylons, but the Robo, he's just going to click the Robo. Remember, the Robo not as tanky as the Gateway or the Cybercore or anything like that. The Colossus comes in. The tanks and the Marauders can absolutely smash that Colossus. He's got to keep the Marines alive. There's 2 Colossus now. Disruptor gets focused down. Okay, he's just going to give up this position. Oh, the Stalkers do blink forward. That means they're out of Guardian Shield range. He's going to get out of there. He does pick up and save those units. Blink off cooldown there in just a second, but a bit too late to punish. All things considered, you've got a 3rd base. You've just smashed some of their units. Feels pretty good as the Terran. Unfortunately, though, both Colossus still stand. You only killed 1 of the Disruptors, and the Sentries are still there, gathering energy, giving scouting, and all that sort of stuff. So even though you did some nice damage, and killing the Robo is actually the biggest thing. That's absolutely massive. There is a weakness in that you've lost your tanks, but Widowmine drop harass. Oh man, actually this feels disastrous for her. I'm looking at it more and more and thinking he's going DT double forge Zealot Stalker now. If he ever loses the Colossus, he's screwed because he hasn't rebuilt his Robo. He's literally just saying, you know what? If I just play 8-gate Zealot Stalker and I keep these 2 Colossus alive, it's like having a proper Colossus army and I can catch up on upgrades. He only now rebuilds his Robo. His 2nd forge finishes. And he chronos +2 attack, +1 armor is almost there. Behind this, 2nd engineering bay and armory go down. BYUN forgot that he already built an armory over here. So he's building a 2nd armory in the main. So he's going triple engineering bay, double armory. Oh no, BYUN! BYUN, he went for the 2nd eBay armory transition twice. Oh no! BYUN gets in a really good spot in this game. And then he's like, I want to go for all of the upgrades, except he obviously doesn't. He just wastes a lot of minerals and gas on those buildings. It's not, you know, it's basically like he loses a full medevac for free, that sort of cost level. Meanwhile, Proxy Gate in the bottom right, not the most secretive hero. He's an in-your-face kind of guy, and he's happy to just keep on doing that dance. 2nd Robo's up as well, 1 in the natural, 1 in the 3rd. No 4th mineral line available just yet. Hero's economy is not great, so the next fight is crucial that it goes well for him. Ghost Academy starts up. Very late Ghost Academy. Look at that, cleans up that Zealot run by, and you can see he even tagged the Zealot that was looking like it was going to escape. BYUN comes in with his own attack here. He says, hey, what are you doing down here, you nasty little Protoss player? Stimming the whole army, completely unnecessary there, but he's got so much medevac energy, it might not matter. Widowmines are going out, trying to burrow and give him some vision of where this Protoss army is. BYUN's army is way scarier right now. Hero blinking in and losing 3-4 Stalkers. For that, the Zealot's going to try and save the Stalkers, but man, force fields are his only saving grace. He's got to get out of there. And I think it's Hero's time to build a proper economy. He's just so far behind, but Hero we've seen get behind in PvT and then just win by doing one giant all-in attack. At the moment, he's doubling down on Colossus production. So what I would describe this as committing to tech that is already a dead tech path. Now, what do you mean by dead tech path, Pig? Well, thank you, useful explanatory device, imaginary YouTube commenter / Twitch shutter. The reason is you've been on Colossus for 5 minutes. He saw Colossus 5 minutes ago. If you don't think he's going to have Vikings up, you're basically gambling on your opponent literally disrespecting Colossus, which apparently BYUN is doing because he's stopped building Vikings and he's just building more medevac. So apparently Hero knows some of BYUN's habits that I don't know. Never mind, guys. I was going to say it's a really bad move because any Terran worth his salt would be on double starport reacted Viking by now. And the Colossus are really bad. He is swapping into Disruptors. DT's running in, causing a bit of a distraction. This Observer sees the army. The Disruptors desperately need to be out. It's a big army supply advantage for BYUN, but the DT's distracting him is going to make it possible for Hero to maybe find a good fight on the front. EMP is that DT, and you can see the Ghost. +2 Ghost looking pretty good at just two-shotting the EMP Dark Templar. Army on the top, though. Good stim. Oh, he clicks on the Disruptors. Oh, Hero gets caught a bit too far forward and happy to trade the Marauders for the Stalkers. Oh my god, he might even be able to kill the Colossus. Oh, that's a wrap! The Zealot Colossus on the bottom gets knocked back. The Marauders, not quite enough. Okay, just enough damage on those +2 Colossus. Dude, I thought the Marauders were going to kill at least 2 of those Colossus. As it is, though, still a great fight for BYUN because he denies the 4th base. He trades what is mostly just bio, gets his 4th base up behind it, and he's still got 6 medevacs, 5 Vikings in the skies. He's building a couple Vikings, but yeah, so on the other hand, I was saying, like, okay, if you make, like, 6 Colossus, they have, like, 13 Vikings, and they EMP you, and they just basically one-shot your Colossus with, like, 10, 12 Vikings, and your Colossus are useless. They do very little. Unless you have Storm or Archon's landing hits on the Vikings, the Colossus are dead way before the Vikings are. BYUN, on the other hand, doesn't want to be one of these Terrans who ends up with, like, 12 Vikings, and the other guy's like, oh, I only have 1 or 2 Colossus. I've actually started building a completely different army comp. BYUN's trying to lift up and move away. I don't know if Hero saw that or not. That was a very sneaky and ballsy move by BYUN. But he realizes that Hero can only really defend one angle right now. And if he just drops in the main, that's going to be a problem. I think there was another DT that got scanned in on the way in. Hero's desperately trying to distract his opponent. Zealot warp-in gets cancelled. Oh, man, these units getting funneled by their own warp-ins right now. And even if this army gets cleaned up, he's going to lose his 4th one more time in the bottom. And these units are very happy to trade because the Protoss army is kind of filtering into this. Especially if he clicks the Colossus, that's going to go down. Oh my god, he wins this fight and kills the 4th. Does pull away from the battery overcharge. Wise defense there and reaction by BYUN. But BYUN playing a very straightforward and standard style in this map. And we're seeing why Stargazers, more and more, I think of it as a very Terran-favored map in this matchup. It's because the moment the Protoss gives up map control on the north side, Terran drops in your base and you're screwed. And the thing is, you might think, well, Phoenix is amazing here. You just defend drops with Phoenix, but you can't because the Phoenix have to cover here, here, here. There's such a wide front. You can't cover all of that area when they can just walk their ground army up to here or here and then attack on the ground, right? Or they could pick up and drop north. Phoenix don't kill them quickly enough to stop that. So it's actually just so hard to stop this constant drop angle in the north. Whenever you're down a little bit on the units, the Terran always has a way of forcing the engagement in their favor. There's none of that buying time that Protoss love to do. The Prism goes down! The Vikings, it's only 6 Vikings. We're seeing what even 6 Vikings does to this army. This is what I was talking about. Vikings are such a good effective counter there. And oh! The Disruptor's not quite able to fire. BYUN, as always, dancing with death. You know, I was taking care of my nephew the other week and he was scared to go in the ball pit. I didn't really want to take care of him, so I just dumped him off in one of those ball pits. And he looked at me and he had fear in his eyes. And I was like, what's wrong with you? Why are you afraid of the little ball pit? Be like BYUN, you coward. Step into the ball pit, the ball pit, embrace the balls, dance with the balls, never get hit by them, and throw them back at your opponent's face. Well played, game 1 for BYUN. All right, well, going back to a map which I think he's a bit more comfortable on. It's Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Hero. Top left side of Cosmic Sapphire. Rough game 1 for him, but an excellent clinical game 1 for BYUN. Now this map's a bit harder to finish your opponent off. You've still got some great big Doom drop angles into the main. But I do wonder, does Hero expand straight along the edge down towards the gold base? Or even rush the gold base? Or does he go for more of a triangular pattern, taking these bases in front so that his army is kind of like posturing out, trying to control the watchtower and thereby cut off all drops except for the run by on the left side? That creates a much simpler game plan for the Protoss in terms of the maneuvering. I also wonder if there's going to be any tactics to try and take advantage of BYUN. BYUN doesn't like scouting. That last map is one of his favorite TVP maps because he gets to literally build an in-base command center. So he's like, hey, there's so few things that punish that when he can build a command center on a base that's basically protected behind his main. In this case, if he goes for that blind command center, he could be in trouble. Now, we've seen a fair bit of Reaper openings out of BYUN recently. He seems to be enjoying the Reapers again. Hero is going for the Reaper wall off. It's very expensive to get the Reaper wall off. You've got to put 3 structures over here. You can see he was placing the gateway just to check the exact placement. So you could see he was like the same way pros do that with engineering bays, where they're going, ooh, just check exactly where I want my mouse cursor to be. So the moment the gateway finishes, I can build the cyber core without having to do any adjusting. Very clever play. Nexus does go down after cyber core, and Hero just looking around for proxies. And looks like he's going to the gold base. So thinking about checking the gold, making sure the Terran doesn't have it, and then scouting. It is a Marine into factory. Now, it's interesting, right? Because that Marine is not very fast. So he started the command center, then the Marine. Realizing you've always got downtime on your production. Maru's been doing this a lot. He goes second gas before reactor. Interesting. That's a very quick second gas. So BYUN wants to do a bit of a tech-heavy opening. Marine will find the probe, but a little bit of a slow reaction means that probe can easily commit in if he doesn't mind losing it. Hero says, screw that. I want to keep it alive, man. Does pull it back to the left. Stargate goes up in the main base. Oh, that's a 2-minute 12 Stargate. That's a very crisp Stargate timing, guys. Stalker as well. So realizing that BYUN has no scouting, he's going to go Stalker. Okay, so this is cool. So what Hero is doing is he's realizing, hey, you don't have a Reaper. You've gone Marine first. Therefore, if I show you a Stalker and even maybe runs it across the map, you're not going to be thinking about Stargate necessarily. That's going to be really good for shutting down a Hellion Scout, one of BYUN's favorite ways of scouting, of course. That's absolutely a mistake, that Hellion rally point, by the way. Wait, what? Why are all of his units rallied to the front and then into the main? This is so weird. Okay, Adept and Probe coming on in. Oh my god, the Probe adds a couple of hits there, allowing him to finish that off, but he's going to get punished, of course, unless he recalls right now, but even then, I think he's done. See if he can get an SCV, make this worth it. Oh! Oh! BYUN master repaired the wrong SCV! BYUN was trying to right-click on that SCV to repair it. He misclicked it, but it stacked the SCVs up enough that when Hero tried to finish it off, he clicked on the wrong SCV anyway, so a little bit of an interesting little dirty micro situation on both sides where both of them fumble just a slight bit. Oh, BYUN drops the mule on the low ground. Big mistake. He's got 4 Marines, soon to be 6, though. So, I mean, the mule won't die. And just going to grab an SCV and then pull back. Good micro on the Stalker. And does he not have another unit? Oh my god, he's a greedy guy, isn't he? Phoenix do pick up that, though. Just 2 gateway units into non-stop Phoenix. When you are building Phoenix, it's very gas-heavy. And there's a lot of time pressure on getting your next piece of tech out, whether that's Twilight or Robo, because Phoenix plus unupgraded gateway units is rather fragile. So the thing is, if he wants to go Robo, he needs to take these gases right now. A general benchmark, for those who don't know, is you should have your natural saturated on 16 workers by 4 minutes. Hero is only on 14. This tells us he's been cutting probes just a little bit to get the Phoenix out, the gateway units. He's also, of course, went Cybercore before Nexus instead, which does delay things, and he's getting a very quick third. So he's basically playing an exceptionally greedy game. He's got 1 Stalker, 4 Phoenix. This 8 Marine drop can cause troubles if you're this greedy. He's only got 1 gateway. I don't know where his Stalker is. It looks like it's up on the watchtower. I mean, the Phoenix aren't going to be able to beat 8 Marines, I don't think. It is 4 of them, soon to be 5. Maybe he can pick them up quick enough. Let's see how well BYUN's Focus Fire does on these Phoenix. Okay, 1 Phoenix going down. Oh, it does look like, yeah, 1 Phoenix fell, but now with the probe pull, he will be able to kill these Marines pretty quickly. And another Phoenix does fall down. And a bit of mining time. Cyclone comes in, but that Cyclone's toast. Plenty. Oh, there's a Viking. And a Marine going to try and maybe focus down this Viking. But no, he's got to pull back. That's a pretty good hold there. All things considered, Phoenix very good for defending in this scenario. And we got to question BYUN committing to a Marine drop. If he wanted to follow up with this other stuff, I think he wanted to preserve those units. You could see he saw the battery wasn't done. He thought he had an opportunity, but there we go. Looks like a Viking goes down. Does lose a Phoenix for it. Losing the Phoenix does also cost you a lot, but BYUN's going for a quick 3rd command center behind this. This is going to be a much longer game. BYUN's going 2nd and 3rd barracks as well. Hero is now starting charge and a lot of gateways. A man after my own heart. But wait, he's gone double gas. But he's going... okay. So, guys, Hero wanted to play a very greedy, tech-heavy style from here. But what he did was when he saw that there was aggression from BYUN, he reactively dropped to Twilight, and now he's realizing, okay, I need to make a lot of gateways. I think he might... He doesn't know about the third command center, but he might be able to assume there's a third CC. So the thing is, with the Zealots, there's two options that the Terran could be doing. He's either continuing to go crazy with aggression, which BYUN is faking right now. This is not real aggression. This is a very weird army that BYUN's pushing with. He's just trying to scare Hero. And if you go mass charge, and this is a real attack, just non-stop Marines, Cyclones, Vikings, you can stop it with just mass charge a lot, roll it, and then counterattack and win. Also, if your opponent goes third command center, that means his stim and shields haven't even started yet, which means you can go kill him. BYUN is getting so crazy with this move right now. I mean, this is the power of top-tier Terrans. It's pushing forward in these dangerous situations. But if he doesn't go home right now, he's going to get run down, and it might already be too late. Look at that. Hero realizes, hey, I've got 6-7 gate charge about to come in. If I can run this army down on the map, it's game over. Because he's got nothing at home. No stim, no shields, doesn't even have a wall off. He's building a reactor, which means he can go Widow Mines. And look at that, you see the gas. Okay, so this is actually confusing. BYUN sees gas, so he thinks, okay, you're probably playing Colossus, you're playing high tech. Little does he realize that Hero is actually just committing to mass gateway charge right now. Hero is up on 7 gate charge. He's not warping in Zealots non-stop though. And now he's thinking about a 4th base. Hero's play is some of the most fluid, confusing play ever. Because I really feel like he's got a big timing attack available to him. I guess realizing though that BYUN can just wall off. He's realizing, probably shouldn't commit to it. It's the lack of map control that would be most worrying as the Protoss player. In this scenario, Hero is always fluid though. I feel like whenever I get a little bit too set on being efficient within my own game plan, thinking of things from the Protoss perspective, that's when Hero is so like a step ahead. And he's like, yeah, but they know that's my game plan. So I'm going to go one step further and just jump to the next stage of the game and not commit to that Zealot attack that we're talking about. He's only built 8 Zealots. He's actually going up into the Forge. He's got the Robo up as well. I still think it's a rather awkward low-tier army for him. There we go. Storm starting up. That's going to add what he needs. So splash damage coming in for Hero. He's got the Forge, 8 gateways, 4th base. It can work. It does feel like BYUN has a much scarier army right now, though. The Phoenix will give a little bit of control, though. The Widow Mine. Nice. Armory's not finished yet. Not even started, in fact. Phoenix do take out the Widow Mine. He's going to pick off a few of these. Very slow response from BYUN. He should send those Marines down to cut off the Phoenix's retreat. Oh, that should have been 5 dead Phoenix. Honestly, that was a really silly move for Hero. For Hero to go in like that, I mean, BYUN could have punished that so hard, but BYUN's just sitting there. BYUN, uncharacteristically slow play there. Those Marines should have cut off those Phoenix. He pulled the Viking Cyclone down to defend the natural. He could have wrapped around. If he shut those Phoenix down, that would be huge. Psystorm's coming in. There's 4 High Templar gathering energy. A couple of Zealots. He's building Immortals. He's got batteries. I mean, he's got pretty good static sort of defense. The problem is that if BYUN can like multi-drop or something like that, that'll be powerful. That's why the Phoenix are crucial, because they're the one thing stopping him from picking up and dropping elsewhere. Zealot run by. Does take a big Widow Mine splash. SCVs are forced back here. And BYUN's going to pull back with his whole army. It looks like this has been spotted, though. Protoss does see it. Hero's going to run the Zealots by. He should run away to the left side. Great movements by Hero. This is one of the things top-tier Protoss players do. They send the Zealots in, but if the Terran doesn't attack and they know they've pulled the army back, they just run the Zealots away. Go and hide and come back later. Look at that. Stray Marauder in the open. Yep, I'll take that. Free kill. Heck yeah. He's got a Storm Drop moving down the right side. Knowing Hero, he's going to get greedy and go for the mineral line rather than just dropping it on the army. He's got double Robo and a Robo Bay up, which means the Colossus production is going to start now off 2 Robos. You can see that Hero here is looking like he's very confident in this scenario. He's down on workers, but the 4th command center is very late for BYUN, so BYUN's not going to be able to do too much. Cyclone gets a lock on. SCVs are pulled pretty quickly here. And that is a dead Warp Prism to the Cyclone. He's got one more Psystorm. And he chase storms from the low ground. Only gets one more SCV with it, though. The Vikings are going to land there and try to kill that. No recall. Oh, the Phoenix! Nice stim for the win. And BYUN is looking really good. Hero never probed his 4th base, guys. He's only on 68 probes. He does not have a good economy. Now he's going 2nd Forge, 4th base, thinking about a 5th base. But what an awkward unit set Hero has. And it's in situations like this where I know why Hero is the best Protoss in the world, and it's because he's one of the few who's capable of playing like Alpha Star. I talked about how nimble he is, how agile he is to swap from one strategy to the next. Look at his unit comp right now. He's got Phoenix, Sentry, High Templar with Storm, Pack of Stalks, Pack of Zealots, 2 Immortals, 2 Colossus. It's something where it's like, it's a very confusing army to use, because now he's adding disruptors as well. It's like, which splash damage are you prioritizing landing first? Is it the Storm or is it the disruptors? Your Immortals have good staying power and anti-marauder firepower. The Colossus are good versus Marines. The Disruptors obviously good versus everything. He doesn't have that many Zealots for run bys though. The Phoenix are very hard to micro. He's lost most of them now, so they'll probably just get thrown away in the next fight. The thing is, he's just kind of seamlessly adding what he feels he needs in the moment, rather than getting stuck down and stubbornly committing to just one style. Unfortunately for him, BYUN has a big army supply lead. The problem BYUN's had is that he's up against 3 forms of splash damage, Colossus and Storm, a big whiff on the first Storm, but there's 2 more Side Storms backing it up. Cannon Battery Storm is some of the best defensive setup. Oh, BYUN runs on in there and says, hey, buddy, EMP's the High Templar. But oh no, he stumbles into the army on the right side. He lands some good EMPs, but looks like he already took some big splash damage. BYUN was not expecting Hero to have the Watchtower. Hero's forward map control there really helped him win on that right side. Unfortunately, on the left, he is taking a fair bit of damage. Only 1 Marine goes down to the first Disruptor shot. The second one he just picks up, drops in the main. BYUN can shove that right side. If he shoves up north right now, he could set up a good position. This is a lot of splash damage, but it's not got a lot of raw material. Not many Stalkers and Zealots on that right side army. BYUN's going to run in there. That drop in the back will get cleaned up. The Vikings come forward. He's got to get rid of this. The battery overcharge is on cooldown, remember. He already popped that, did Hero. Hero's Colossus taking damage. He's bringing Disruptors forward. The drop in the back finally gets cleaned up. Hero only has to focus on one angle. Fantastic hold by Hero, who survives. Armory's done, as is the double engineering bay. Right now, the upgrades are about to get ahead for Hero. Once these ones kick in, Disruptor's getting focused down. BYUN goes for broke! I told you he's not afraid of the ball pit. Hero, though, he's got Storms to back it up. He says it's not just about a ball hitting you in the face, it's about the bath that you have to have afterwards, because your mum's going to wash behind your ears and get rid of all that dirt in there. That is a disgusting situation where you run in, you focus the Disruptors beautifully, you take some terrible Storms, and at the end of it, it feels like a relatively even trade until you look at the supply and realize that BYUN is, for the first time in this game, no longer ahead in supply. And Hero's upgrades are kicking in. He's about to hit 2-1, so he's finally taking the upgrade lead after being way behind in the upgrades for most of this game. 2-2 does start up for BYUN, so he is adding a next step. But where does he ever secure a 5th base? And I'm not sure if he ever will be able to. I think for him, he's got to keep kind of split pushing and maneuvering around. But Hero suddenly has enough numbers. He's got 20 Stalkers, 7 Zealots, 2 Immortals, only 1 Colossus left. Definitely would like to see him replace that, because that's forcing a lot of Vikings out of the Terran. They're always going to be effective. Hero's going to take the rich gas base in the north of the map. No 5th command center on the way for BYUN just yet. I don't think BYUN should be fighting in one angle. So the problem is that BYUN is a Terran who likes to grab his whole army and run it around in a ball. When your opponent has 3 types of splash damage, that doesn't work very well anymore. Unless you're both focusing down Disruptors and dodging their shots before they land, and also EMPing every single High Templar. And I'll tell you what, that doesn't happen unless the Protoss runs in a big blob, which he's kind of blobbed up right now. Good EMPs to start, but those Disruptors, look how patient they are. They're moving forward. He wants to get the deep Disruptor shots. Oh, BYUN's in trouble right now. It's a lot of Disruptors. Oh, Hero's so patient on throwing those. BYUN tries to turn around, a nice EMP. He gets rid of 1 Immortal, but there's always those Disruptors. Even though they're all empty right now, BYUN did not know that, and he does back off, but it feels like these trades are getting better and better for the Protoss. Back to roughly even trading. 125 resources in favor of the Protoss. This game is neck and neck. Who is going to be better in these close situations? The +2 upgrade's about to kick in. It's not quite there for BYUN, but that was a bad angle for him. He was kind of stuck up against the terrain. Does take down 2 Stalkers. Those Stalkers disappear to the Marauders so damned fast. If he can just run up and take out the base and get away, that'll be good, but I feel like he might take a lot of damage on the way out. The Medevacs are sticking out right now. Those Stalkers could blink after him. Oh, that Nexus takes some damage, but BYUN, he's got to get out of there. He's staying too long. The Disruptors are closing in. Notice those Disruptors. He waits. He wants to get them really deep on the Terran army. Hero showing some really good trigger discipline on those Disruptors, just not throwing them until the time is right. BYUN, though, is getting ahead in supply. He's doing a really good fighting retreat. A lot of players would mess this up, but he's actually picking off a lot of these units. The Stalkers blink forward, takes out 1 or 2 of them, but oh man, this is still really nasty. There's his reinforce. This is a scary situation for Hero. Good turnaround for BYUN. The Disruptors stumbling into the front line a little bit. Oh, but they land. BYUN's army. He takes 4 balls across the front of his face. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. Every single one seemed to go off. All the Disruptors were like in the orange. A lot of them were damaged, but he's up to 9 Disruptors now, and it feels like that ball of Protoss has just created so many issues with no tanks or libs or anything, no siege units to help anchor his position. BYUN wasn't able to deal with it. He comes out with a few libs now. But remember, they are non-range libs. And it's just a little bit too little too late. I really feel like he needed to keep multi-pronging, did BYUN. But because the army got so big for Hero, it just got very scary. Nice Widow Mine. Getting some good value on those 2 Widow Mines. A couple Stalkers go down. Zealot's going to try and deny the gold base, which of course is floating down there. And BYUN turns that command center around and says, just pull back and rebuild. He's going to be able to rebuild a very big army. Hero only on 69 workers, which is not a massive count in of itself. But he's got Blink DTs coming in as well. He's on 3-2 upgrades. He's got 9 disruptors. This is 10 disruptors even. These are all the pieces a Protoss player wants. These are like... There's always a feeling you have as a Protoss player. If you get like 3-3 upgrades roughly, if you're making plasma shields, and you have a fully saturated new base, and you have Blink DTs, the final cherry on top of the cake is when you're like, oh, you know what? My last 20 supply, I can just warp in 10 DTs and blink in and kill a planetary fortress. That's when you know it's way hard for a Terran to fight back. If the Terran's on 6-7 bases, massive orbital count, massive infrastructure, they can absolutely play it out. But when you've got a Terran who's struggling to take a 5th base, 4 orbital command centers only, that's a Terran who's like, oh man, I am not set up for the late game. I really wanted to win in the early late game, maybe the late mid game. I did not want it to go this long. And you can see now those Blink DT Zealot run-bys that I was talking about, getting ready on the left side. Stumbling into the Terran army a little bit, but he's got so many disruptors. It's pretty much impossible for BYUN to push into this army. The best thing he can do is out-position it, but he's getting threatened. I like this. Big move of units down to the left. He's got a Liberator, a turret, and a big pack of bio ready to deal with that. Good EMPs, making it really hard for Hero to engage. Just throws out a zoning disruptor. And he stims preemptively, does BYUN here. Oh, he was hoping he was hiding the units, hoping the DTs would blink in, but Hero keeps it in his pants, manages to waistband that one. He's adding 3 more gateways. So going up to 12 gateways up against a fusion core. That's going to be, of course, for lib range. There's only 1 starport so far. Actually, there is a 2nd starport up. Never mind that. So if he can start building libs with range 4 at a time, that'll be great. Notice he's starting +1 ship weapons. If you get +2 ship weapons, you get the famous 1-shot on EMP'd Stalkers. Ooh, the bio doing really good on this bottom side. Picking off some Stalkers, a couple of Zealots. But now he's getting zoned in a little bit. Oh, he actually lifts the command center. That's interesting. 1 ghost does go down to the disruptor shots. And the bio just poking forward a little bit. That Viking gets a Colossus. Nice moves there. Viking's doing pretty well. A disruptor does go down. The libs punish these move forwards. Oh, the Colossus so close to falling there. BYUN's fighting really well. I thought he was kind of dead in this game, but he's actually really giving Hero a very good run for his money. Stalker's poking on forward. The army's rotating. There's still 4 libs. And the very top side's a bit exposed though. He's trying to pull back here. Is BYUN. Lib range is not even started, guys. These are still non-range libs. He's going to try and siege up here. EMPs. Oh, EMPs land in a big way, but the disruptors get very forwards in there. I think with the planetary and that extra lib though, looks like the defense is good enough. And a Widow Mine fires on top of that. Does friendly fire a lot of the SCVs. I don't think BYUN cares too much about his SCVs. He could lose 20 of those and be fine, because I don't think he's ever really getting past this 5th base. Maybe he can take the 6th, but both players are going to struggle to defend that sort of stuff. Look at this big drop. The problem for now is BYUN doesn't have... Okay, sees this army in the sensor tower. He's got to quickly reposition all these libs. Oh, he's exposed. On the other hand, he is going to do big damage to Hero as well by taking this base out, and that actually forces Hero home. Oh, great move. He sees Hero's army move back in the sensor tower, so he dives forward on the top side. Oh, this is a great move. Hero's going to have to recall to the top. If he loses that base, it's a disaster. BYUN needs to run. BYUN needs to run. He's going to try and stand his ground and fight. Oh my god, so many disruptors. A lot of them go down. But if you stand and fight, you need to stand and fight. I don't know if that worked out. The DT's coming in. He doesn't have a scan there. He does save some of these units. He's going to go back and drop on the left side. Right now, there are 6 Disruptors and 4 Colossus on this map, not to mention 4 High Templar as well. So much splash damage for the Protoss player. And I think Hero with that recall really did well. BYUN not noticing it for a bit too long. And I think if he backed off from the northern base, I think this was a win for him. At the end of the day, I can't believe Hero saved this Nexus. Absolutely stunning moves. Colossus Disruptor High Templar over there. Lib Range is on the way, plus 4 more Liberators as well. 3-2 attack. +3 attack, +2 armor. Is done for BYUN. He's adding +3 armor. He doesn't have the +2 for the libs, so they're not as devastating as they should be. More libs coming in to reinforce this situation, but look at that. He just changes angle. Okay. I hate being in this situation as the Terran. It's very awkward unsieging these libs, right? If you unsiege all of them, he might just dive in there while you're unsieged. It's a very scary position being pinned back. Once you get advanced ballistics, it looks way better for you as a player. The Stalker's trying to get the command center, but good defense of that infrastructure by BYUN. The Lib siege up. The Disruptors can't find the mark. His micro is really on point as BYUN's. He's also going to queue a Lib, unfortunately for him. As we said, advanced ballistics isn't done. Recall's not there, and there's nothing that shoots up here, though. So that Lib's going to be very annoying to deal with. Kills one of his own units, does Hero, so that he can warp. He killed 2 Zealots so he could warp in 2 Stalkers. Clever boy. He's also going to throw a sentry away. Notice that I think Hero wants to get rid of these sentries right now. He's realizing they're not the most useful unit in this scenario. Lib range is now done. Unfortunately, he loses the Liberator. I really do feel like BYUN needs to keep sending Libs across the map to harass. And he's going to do it. Yeah. I feel like if he can just keep queuing Libs in the top side, maybe get a Lib down here as well on these patches would be fantastic. And BYUN right now, he's on the defense. Hero's got map control. Hero's going to start a Stargate transition, going extra Stargates and a Fleet Beacon. Hasn't started those air attack upgrades yet, but he's even going +3 Plasma Shields. That's a very nice move for him. Hero definitely sees this in the top side. Liberator's way too far forward. Does not need to siege that close. There we go. Very good siege up. The Stalkers might barely be able to hit it, but they'll die as they do so. I said barely able to hit it. You can hit it with like 5 Stalkers, Pig. You can see if he had +2 there, he would have killed those a lot faster. Oh! Big push for Hero. Oh, man. I didn't think he'd take advantage of that, but he jumps on the 6 base. Big storm on the Liberators. BYUN's going to try and chase him down. But, man, pushing across that bridge is it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Okay, the Libs, though, with the forward siege, his bio could clear the cannon battery pretty quickly. The Libs are really powerful here. Man, not having +2 on the Libs might be a huge mistake, though. Oh, the Disruptors are getting hammered. The Disruptors get hammered, but so do a lot of the Liberators. 1 Lib left standing is a disaster for Hero. Does get a lot of his units, but he needs more than that. He needs more. The Stalkers warp in. I think Hero realizes he's done enough damage. If he can deny this 6th base, that's a game-winning move because he's got the 6th. He's got the gold base. He's on 7 bases. If he can knock BYUN back to 5, it's game over. Disruptor shot zoning the army. The Libs trying to take out what they can. The SCV's frantically repairing, but it's not enough. And that is an amazing snipe for Hero. But if BYUN can stabilize the position, he could try to rebuild. He's trying to rebuild it in the face of Hero. You know Hero's going to click on that with his dick. Oh! BYUN's bio army moved to the bottom left. BYUN thought Hero was backing up. He moves his entire bio army to go kill the gold base. Oh, big mistake for him. He needed to stay turtled up there. Remember that Hero is a very, very excitable player. He's always going to go and shove on in there and try and take advantage of that weakness. And BYUN overestimating the power of those Libs. His +2 coming in. Man, the delay on that. If he made that instead of +3 armor, I think this might be a different game. Might be a very different game. Because just think about the number of Stalkers that would have died in one shot. Look at how many red hit point Stalkers there were in these fights. And, you know, look at how many times these Disruptors were barely surviving and all that sort of stuff. Definitely a very important upgrade that was a little bit late. It's kicking in now, though. These are the Liberators that are absolutely beastly to deal with. He's going to push on this gold base. I think Hero might have to give it up. Battery overcharge is there. You can see the Disruptors taking some Lib shots as well. He's going to try and rotate around his Hero. He's got Disruptor, Cannon, Battery to buy time. Very cute. I like the way he's just buying time while his army's going to go for the counterattack and the big punish. This army's getting very heavily stimmed. The medevacs are out of energy. He does pull the probes back, maybe a little late. But look at that. He's going to dive on the north as well and says, guess what? This is your last base with mining. It's only got like 5 or 6 mineral patches. But if I deny that, dude, I already got rid of your 6th base. Now I'm going to take out your 5th. The Zealot Stalker swarming in. A bit slow on the repair. And no building armor or anything like that. The Lib's trying to siege up, but those SCVs out in the open. The Planetary goes down. And Hero just saying, look, range Liberators with +2, one of the hardest units to beat front on. But you know what? Just like siege tanks, just go around. If your opponent's trying to fight you with a very mobile army, a very siege-focused army, go around. Terran is a race that's all about saying, hey, here's my strong army. My upgrades have just finished. Please fight me head on. And all expert versus Terran players, even in TvT, it's about avoiding fighting when your opponent wants to fight. It's about fighting on your terms. BYUN is not willing to throw in the towel yet because he's still almost maxed. He still has that amazing army, and he's got the gold base coming up. Hero has not actually committed to the air transition yet. There are 12 range Libs, 26 Marauders, 24 Ghosts, 24 Marines, and 5 Ghosts, 7 Medevacs. So it's a very good army for BYUN. Is it enough? Stalkers blink forward. They take out 1 Lib, 2 Libs. Disruptors zoning forwards as well. A couple of Zealots and Stalkers go down, but overall feels like a decent trade for Hero, who has way more money that he's swimming in. Any small trades like this are good trades for him. He's even breaking down the rocks just to open up smoother reinforced paths. He's going to take out the Lib on the north and then just pull on up to this north side even more. Good storm, even if it's just hitting 1 Liberator. Any value he can find right now is massive. It's the only High Templar he has. Another Storm there would be good, but the Liberators do pull back. Nice moves by BYUN. He's going to take that High Templar out finally. And look at the way he's pinning back BYUN. I'd like to see that Liberator on the bottom left that I was talking about earlier. You've got Lib range. If he goes and sieges up 2 or 3 libs on that bottom left base, that could actually do some damage to Hero. Right now, he's so worried about the army, and Hero is just hunting for that one engage. He's looking for the positional mistake from BYUN. He's forcing him to move around, and he's waiting for BYUN to make an error. BYUN hasn't made it just yet, but it's a very stressful situation. It's a very stressful situation. Hero goes around him. BYUN letting him do so. Okay, that's interesting. BYUN's like, hey, I have a gold base. You can kill that. That's fine. I'll kill your Nexus up here. And then I'm going to corner you. The problem is recall exists. He's going to try and split his libs to defend the base trade. Is BYUN. Okay, so he's going to raise the depots here. Siege the libs on top of the ramp if he can. But this could go really bad because the libs aren't sieged up yet. Uh-oh. He's got to siege them further back, I think. No, that will defend this. Okay, he's going to defend his main base. He's going to go on the bypass there. Avoids that and starts taking out the other bases. These units are going to get taken down, though. You can see... Oh, the Liberators... Oh, BYUN! BYUN! I don't think that's the right move. He could get jumped on right now. The Stalkers could jump on him. Hero's not watching, though. Hero not watching. And, oh, man, even there, the Stalkers could have jumped down. But he actually kills a lot of the Zealots. Wow, BYUN with a high-risk maneuver. You know what? He's got to play high-risk maneuvers. I'm criticizing him, but I really should be saying, hey, there's only one way he wins this game, right? It's make this a nasty base trade so Hero can't remax. Use those Liberators to the maximum. Oh, man, the Disruptors annihilate him. That Lib does some very good damage to the Zealots. Clears a few Stalkers with the Planetary. But more Archons, more Zealots are making. How many Ghosts we got in here? 5 Ghosts, but they are stacked full of energy. Plenty of EMPs available. These Liberators need to rejoin with the army. At this point, BYUN needs to back off, rejoin his army. He's still up in army supply. Yes, he doesn't have income, but Hero is pretty light on the income as well, and he's massively supply blocked. Both players are. So it's all about the next fight in this game. The Liberators, the Bio, the Ghost is joining up. The Archon, Zealot, Stalker, Colossus coming forth. 6 Disruptors are out. 2 probes go down. I don't know where. Okay, Stalker, Zealot, Archon moving across. He's going to go for the base trade again. Hero is going to try and force BYUN to move into him. Oh! Oh my god. Dude, the artillery looked very exposed there for Hero for a second. Okay, Lib's going towards the main. 1 goes down, 2 goes down. Great moves. Great Disruptor zoning as well. You can't really punish a move like this because the Disruptors are zoning. He's got 1 more Disruptor that just arrived as well. He's still building Disruptors as Hero. That's really good for him because then he can afford to just throw them out. 3 Marauders! A massive Disruptor. Little fights like that. Bam, kill 2 Libs. Bam, kill 2 Disruptors. That's a great way of doing it. 8 Marauders, 6 Marines, 2 Libs for 2 Stalkers. Ooh, keep trading like that all day. And that's where maneuverability comes in. You go for a head-on fight. Liberators are the god tier GOAT unit. But now there's only 5 Liberators left. And this is just an expert play by Hero. He's got more Disruptors coming out as well. So he's going to look for a Disruptor shot on this army while the base trade happens. He's still got recall available. He's got a gold base coming up. Unfortunately for him, his probes are rallying through that. These probes going to go to the top right and try to rebuild there. He's got a few Zealots he's left in the main to clear up BYUN's production. Make sure this is something more akin to an actual base trade. He's going to recall Disruptor Colossus to the bottom left. Oh, risky maneuver. Uh-oh. Does pull out of the lib zones just in time. He throws out these Disruptor shots real early. BYUN will evict him from this base. But as long as he's not losing army, I think Hero's okay with it. And look at that. Those units weren't stimmed. Ah, the stim running out so he couldn't dodge. And he blinks forward and gets 2 libs. Hero is picking him apart. Oh my god. Hero with those technical positional pickoffs. Dude. Well played. Ties up the series. All right. Fighting back there with some lovely maneuvering and really abusing the mobility and just picking off units and running away. Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Hero. Up against Shopify Rebellion's BYUN. The unstoppable beast that he is. He looked pretty good in that last game. But I think there was like 1 or 2 fights where he lost momentum. And from then, I think it was just Hero had really good watchtower control on the right side of that map. And it was hard for BYUN to really be darting in on both sides of the map at once. Potentially like a single dropship in the north of the map would have been a good idea, but always easy to say that in hindsight when you get to watch from the sidelines and see everything. Now BYUN, you can see doubling that worker up on that patch. He's gone barracks gas. Pretty straightforward opening. Hero looks like a standard gate build, but that's a pretty fast gateway. 20 seconds. I went down at 35 seconds. So it might be a 15 gate. I'm not quite sure. It's definitely the sort of opening where he's more likely to go for a Zealot or something like that. You know, more likely to open up with... yeah, so I think with his build, he's probably going to stop on... I guess you go Cybercore, Zealot, Nexus. Nexus goes down on 22 supply if you do the Zealot. But he's sending this guy down straight away. Zealot does start up. Yeah, okay. I mean, you got to send this guy down and see if you're getting eBay blocked or bunker rushed or anything anyway. He's just going to check out front, come back, drop the Nexus down. And he actually cancels the Zealot there. Okay, so he decides, you know what? I don't see an SCV hanging around. If there's not an SCV coming into scout yet, you're probably not going to bunker rush me. So he cancels the Zealot, goes to the Nexus, goes to the pylon, goes to the second gas. All on 20 supply as well. And that does, of course, allow him to get an Adept or Stalker out on the map very early. BYUN's going Reactor first, though. So he's just going to be pumping out those Marines 2 at a time. And with the advantage of the ramp here, you can usually skip a bunker. Hero not even going to scout. He's already going to proxy. Yep. Oh, man. What do we think? Surely not Stargate. Oh, he's dodging a Reaper. So if a Reaper moved out, it would have just moved out. So he's coming in. Ah, that's why he moved to the left. Very smart. Stargate is coming in at home. Double Adept already on the way. Delaying Warp Gate a lot is Hero. And this probe will come in and have a little zappy zap. BYUN. Oh, he pulled the Marine back. I'm not sure if Hero noticed that. He probably didn't see the other Marine. So Hero's probably like, oh, it's a single Marine opening. So BYUN purposely hiding the fact that it's a Reactor first. Very good play by BYUN. Just keeping his opponent in the dark. He's got a factory. Second gas coming down in a moment. BYUN, a bit sloppy. That second gas should have already started. Third Adept already on the way. This Adept, no match for 4 Marines, though. Essentially gets a hit off for free. So that is, of course, a very good move. The Marines will potentially move down to try and hunt him down. But Hero's pretty good on that micro, usually. He reacts instantly. Second Adept's almost here. That Adept is regenning her shields. Oracle's on the way as well. Starport does start up as well as a Widow Mine there for BYUN. And as long as he raises, those Adepts can't really commit. The real problem, though, for BYUN is when the third Adept arrives, if there's 3 Adepts diving in the natural and an Oracle in the main, it's a very fragile situation. Things can go awry very quickly. And with the Hellions and the Marines together. Oh, look at that. Takes out the Marine. Nice focus fire for Hero. Hellion, though, is going to be able to chase these units down, and that's always the problem. The Hellion really helps you in these early game defenses because it can chase the units down, and very nicely done by BYUN. He's going to get one more shot off there maybe, but... Oh, he sees the Oracle. Does he have anything up? Yeah, he's got a Widow Mine in the mineral line, but it's not hidden. It's in a very obvious position, so... Oracle definitely can get 1 or 2 worker kills. Let's see how careful Hero is. Yeah, he sees that. That's way too obvious where that is. You can see the SCV's kind of pulling to safety here. Oh, he goes too deep! Big mistake by Hero. That is a disaster. For those who don't know, losing your first Oracle is such a bad move. The Oracle is such a valuable unit, but it represents so much because it's 150 gas. Rebuilding it is not really viable. Now, he was already committing to a second Oracle, so it's not as bad, but he cannot lose this one because that's his map control, that's his vision, that's his scouting. It's also his only detection for a very long time. When you open Oracle Twilight, you can't afford a Robo as well. You don't have the gas for all that. So if your opponent goes for Cloaked Banshees by surprise or Invisible Widow Mines with an armory, any of that stuff is going to ruin your day. So Hero has got to babysit this Oracle, cannot afford for that one to go down. Siege tanks on the way and a medevac. BYUN's going to go for a big push. He's already got the Widow Mine moving down to the natural. He's got a Viking up in the main base. Oracle doesn't have enough energy to really be a threat anymore. Let's see if the Oracle can see this. The Viking just chasing it off. He could tag that. I think he's going to see this push. Good movement by Hero. Not letting himself get zoned to the edge of the map. He's going to see the push. That's important. That is very important. He's got 4 Stalkers and a battery. He's already anticipated this. He's actually on 3-gate Blink. Blink might not be ready yet, but he's gone 4 gates. Oh, this is a really good setup for him. I think he was anticipating this sort of aggressive maneuver from BYUN, especially after losing the Oracle. He said, look, you're probably going to try and capitalize aggressively. I'm going to just be blindly prepared for that. And the battery here, he's already picked off a bunch of units. The battery's going to heal up with another 4 Stalkers. When there's 8 Stalkers and battery overcharge, massive position for Hero there. He's got everything he needs. The Oracle flies into the main base. He's going to pick off a few Marines as well as some SCVs there. The Stalkers microing in and out. Just, yes, the medevac healing is annoying, but battery overcharge is massive. Oh, the Widow Mine, though, does a good bit of damage there. And the medevac spotting, this is a great position for BYUN. So even though there's plenty of Stalkers, and those are the best units for defending this, without Blink ready, it's hard to deal with. He's going to try and take the siege tank shot onto those Marines, but nope, the tank stays focused on the Stalkers. That's so many Stalkers, though. Focuses down the medevac. That means there's no escape. He's losing so many Stalkers, though. Man, BYUN makes what could have been a terrible, terrible situation into a pretty damn cost-efficient one. You can see very even on the trading. The Oracle could come back in and do some damage in a little bit, but it's barely got enough energy to turn its laser beam on right now. SCV, Tank, and Marine are going to get overwhelmed, and that's always a bummer for BYUN, because now you get to see Blink really work its magic. Can he defend a counterattack? Oh no, he cannot. He's trying to build a bunker way too far to the left as well. I think bunker there would be much better. It's obviously trying to stop him from just walking in, but Stalkers are going to just go for it. SCVs plus Marines. Oh, is this an overextension for Hero? Hero is such a horny player. The way he plays is just, it's wild, but there's not that many Marines, so obviously there's not the easiest way of countering this. Yeah, the Oracle in the main added a lot of damage there as well. So many SCVs going down. And Hero, he may have had his build slowed down, but he's just done catastrophic damage to BYUN's economy. The Stalker move around the mineral line. Oh, it pays off in a big way. He ends up losing about 5 Stalkers there, maybe 4. But he gets so many SCVs. The Oracle is somehow still alive at the end of it. And another 4 Stalkers running the natural, picking off even more SCVs. He kills the bunker, he can kill the depot as well. BYUN is in disarray. And even though that defense looked messy, Hero was just in such a good position, going so quickly for 4-gate Blink, delaying his third for such a long time. It was the perfect matchup of build orders. And in general, if you know the Terran is going to be really aggressive in a situation or on a certain map, 4-gate Blink is one of the best things that you can do. It's so good defensively. And if your opponent ends up overcommitting, the counterattack is ridiculous. He's going to lose a few Stalkers there. At least one goes down, but a Tech Lab with Stim denied and a reactor goes down. And in this situation, BYUN is in survival mode. With no Stim, nothing but tanks and Marines building, he can't do anything. There's just no play for him here. The Oracle's going to see where those Marines are. The tank can't even reach to the far left. So if he wants to, Hero could poke in there. And we know that Hero loves to get super in his opponent's face. He's got 3 mineral lines now, 4th base on the way. He's going to go double forge and charge, going up to 8 gateways as well. So very nicely done by him. And he's very happy to contain his opponent with 11 Stalkers. Stim and Shields now building, preparing himself for what is going to be a 10-minute attack timing. There's not many things that make a Terran player scared or feel weak and afraid and powerless, guys, but 10-minute 2-base Marine tank timing in a TVP versus Hero, that's a sad situation. BYUN right now it's dead man walking. I mean, you can bang your little nightstick on the jail bars as much as you want in front of him. Shout that in his face, because he's just got nothing he can do here. We've got mass sentry zealot, so he's going to be able to split the army with force fields, jump on front. Oracle can still backstab. The Stalkers can pick off units on the way across the map. I mean, BYUN's so cautious because he thinks the Stalkers might just blink in when he moves out. And he's absolutely right. But that means there's a 4th base with gases up on it. So 5 gas going up to 10 gateways as well. Hero could go splash damage here. If I were him, I'd be like, hey, why not? You might as well start working yourself in that direction, right? You got a Robo, just add a Robo Bay, pretty cheap structure. But for him, he's like, dude, I got 1-1 in Mass Zealot. It's all I need. Pulls just barely out of siege tank range. Plus 1 armor on the way, more Marines. I'd like to see a boy pull for BYUN. I think if he pulls the boys, he could win this game, just because Hero is refusing to go splash damage, and BYUN's being so patient. There we go, boy pull activated. He could pull even more than that. He's pulling about 15 to 20 SCVs. Here we go. BYUN's going to try and stem forward with some Marines. He's got a siege. Uh-oh, he's got to be careful. He's on a bridge. Okay, he's just going to fight in a big ball. Is BYUN. He's not going to bother sieging up. He's just going to gun down the Zealots with his firepower, making sure there's no friendly fire. Oh, man, the Oracle goes down as well there. Hero, he hasn't used his force fields yet. It finally forces the siege up, but a really derpy blink. I mean, he's got so much more money. Hero he still needs to play sloppy to lose this game. BYUN, though, he's giving himself every possible opportunity. The Marine SCV coming on in. A fake Colossus comes up. The tanks are finally going down. The 1-1 Zealot Stalker. There's just too many units for the Protoss. And despite Hero dallying on his way towards the splash damage, he just had enough units from that early game, and he takes the 2-1 lead. All right, he's fighting back, and he's starting to take control of this series. Hero repping Dragon Phoenix Gaming, going for a very early probe scout. Cross up against BYUN in the bottom left, going for a barracks gas. Now BYUN is going for an engineering bay block. His SCV went around the left side of the map, so it wasn't spotted moving out, and it will arrive in time to engineering bay block. So this is actually a really cool build because there's no real tell for Hero except the fact that there's an SCV missing. Maybe the barracks is like a second late or something like that, or the gas, but yeah, it's very hard to tell that that's the case, so it's going to be a bit of a surprise. He hasn't shown any sign of pulling down to check for that just yet. SCV's fighting the probe. Hero feels like he has all the information. This is a big bummer for him. I think Hero's probably just going to take a third base, but he might... I mean, knowing Hero, sometimes he does just go double gas. But the fact that he hasn't taken it yet, not good for him. So he's feeling pretty all right in terms of like, yeah, let's just go Nexus. He was going Cybercore. Comes down, sees that, and immediately goes to the third base. He's like, okay, screw this. I'm not going to be able to clear that. So he goes Cybercore, Nexus on the third base, and you're going to see him go for a pylon here on 20 supply. Probe going to go back to mine in the main base. It is a Reaper first for BYUN. Defending both mineral lines against a Reaper is a bit of a conundrum. BYUN wisely takes the command center on the high ground. Already cancels that as well. The eBay saying, hey, you've built a third there. Might as well get a refund on that money. The command center ends up going down at a minute 48. So, I mean, I think it's so worth. You delay your command center by about, what, 6 to 10 seconds? And the Nexus gets put out on the third in such a bad position. Factory into reactor by the looks of it. BYUN not building a marine, interestingly enough. Normally you would go straight for a marine, but I guess you're a little bit more mineral starved with this build. So you can see he's even cutting SCV production for a moment there. Definitely needs to... There we go. SCV does start up. Reaper's hiding right now. I like this. I like this. Notice how he's hidden? He's come in, he's gone around, he's waiting for the Adept to like move out of position. So if that Adept moves down... Ah, nice play by Hero though. Nice play. Reaper does take a shot, doesn't quite take the second one. Probe comes in, sees a reactor. No real info on like, am I being one base all in? You might think, but it does actually make sense that he knows he's not. And that's because he only saw one gas. So the only way he's being one base all in is if BYUN's proxied 2 barracks in the corner of the map with his minerals, which is such a... or inside his main. Very unlikely someone's going to do that unless it's Percival bloody doing it in a qualifying match. Anyone who remembers that series? Probe is going for the harassment. The Adept's coming on in. 2 Marines are coming out. He definitely should change that rally point to the inside of the wall so that they don't pop out in a dangerous spot. Hero unable to mine from his natural right now. The Reaper could catch this probe. Yeah, very nice play by BYUN. And look at that. SCV's forced to repair. He's going to focus the probe down first and then the Adepts. He's got to pull the Marines back. Marines have 5 range. Adepts only have 4 range for those who don't know. But doesn't want to risk getting them killed. He's got a Cyclone on the way that's going to allow him to reassert control of that position. The Reaper's going to get a second kill. BYUN looking fantastic in this opening. But Hero, the master of navigating messy situations, unfortunately not focusing the SCVs there. And now with a Cyclone out as well, you can see the Reaper does go down, but it forces the Oracle to turn on its laser. And oh, mistake! The Adept shade there. The Cyclone is now going to try and chase down both of these Adepts. One of them will die. The other one will escape quite easily. Cyclone will lock on, only get 2 ticks off before it does shade away. Oracle and Adepts trying to defend at home. Already up to 3 gateways is Hero. So Hero is saying, look, I'm in a very vulnerable position. I think you're going to attack me. He doesn't know about the quick second barracks, the quick third barracks before Starport. But he's saying, oh, I think you might hit me with like Cyclone Viking. Just keep building Oracles, make 3 gate. And he might even go for a 3 gate like Adept Oracle bust. 3 Oracles, 6 to 10 Adepts shade in. It's a crazy move. So committed, and it's so fragile, but well, 2 Oracles thinking about coming in, and there's not much anti-air right now, so these Oracles, if they can kill the Cyclone really quickly, this could spiral very fast. It's a massive gamble. Whenever you're building 3 Oracles versus a Terran, you're flipping a coin. You're kind of going, let's hope he didn't build 2 Cyclones. Let's hope he doesn't have enough anti-air. Let's hope he doesn't react quickly and micro the Cyclone backwards. It's the Adepts are going to distract and the Oracles are going to dive. So the Oracles are going to go in right now. Notice this is a distraction. Oh, he doesn't. Okay, he's diving for it. Oh, man. BYUN Cyclone very exposed. He doesn't run it quickly enough. Oh, no. Okay, well, he does manage to kill one of the Oracles and another one is almost dead. Good micro by Hero. Gets 5 SCVs. Almost loses the second Oracle, though. I would say that's good damage. That's going to slow down BYUN's push a little bit. He only lost 1 Oracle, right? For a Cyclone and 5 SCVs. Like, obviously on paper, that's good damage. The only downside is that you've kind of shown your Oracle trump play. And from there, what can you do with the Oracles, right? He will build a turret in each mineral line before he moves out. Now, you can intercept reinforcements. You can tag the army. Stasis traps, I think, are one of the best options in this sort of scenario. He could try to kill the reactor. It's only at 150 hit points. So when BYUN moves out, he could dive, kill the reactor, and then go for any reinforcements coming out. He's going for charge and Psystorm behind it, most likely. Could go Archons, actually. 8 gate. So 8 gate charge, 43 probes, third base on the way. I mean, Hero, with that exposed third base location, he's basically just forced to play a very safe style. He's also seen the 3 barracks is up very early, so he knows there's a scary Marine count. And Archons aren't the greatest answer to this sort of army. Storm is one of the best things against a Marine tank push. Oh my god! Those Oracles, ultimate betas there. Beta stem out of the Marines. The medevac, though, will heal that up pretty quickly. BYUN is a little bit supply blocked right now. Depot. Wait, which depot is not building? Oh, this depot. He lost the SCV there and never replaced it. Big mistake for BYUN. It's going to cost him. Hero is playing a very disruptive style right now, being really annoying. BYUN did get a bit supply blocked as a result of that. High Templar are made, but I think this is pure Zealot Archon. He's forgotten to make Storm. If he thinks that's Psystorm there, that's a problem. One more. SCV goes down. The Oracle gets another one and gets out. Dude, Hero! Welcome to Mr. Value. What the hell? He's just getting so many pickoffs with it. And it is indeed going to be Zealot Archons. 1 sentry there. Actually, was it 1? Yeah, just 1 sentry for Guardian Shield. Marine drop down the right side. Remember, there's no anti-air for Hero. He's like, I can defend a frontal push just barely, and I can't do much else. There is not much follow-up to this or anything like that. There's a 3rd command center on the way. Yeah, if BYUN just does multi-prong drops, it's very difficult for the Protoss player to deal with. No Blink, no Phoenix. It's a budget style. Hero is committing everything to a limited set of pieces right now. Oh, that's huge! He gets 2 Widow Mines! Dude, these Oracles are just incredible. BYUN's got to be triggered. I would be so annoyed if I was him. I'd be like, dude, what the hell? He's just going to try and focus on that. But with the battery there, he can heal that. Hero, save it. Save it. Oh, he warps in a High Templar for the feedback. Very cute. Templar Archives does go down, saves the Marines as well. And the thing is, he can just get out of there. You often feel like, oh, this is surely a one-way trip. And then you're like, it should be dawning on BYUN at this point. Wait a second. Yeah, he's going to go for a triple drop. He's like, you have no anti-air. You can't deal with this. Proxy gate goes up for Hero, though. Hero is going to look to jump on the 3rd base when that happens. It's still pure Zealot Archon with no Forge. He rebuilds the Templar Archives. I mean, Hero's in a pretty bad position right now. But because he's Hero, I still believe he could pull it out. The Ghost Academy, going to put a real damper on those plans. He's going to drop through into the main. It's a lot of Zealots. I wouldn't drop into that if I was BYUN. BYUN's a crazy man, though. He's going to drop into it. Oh, he's got the critical mass. No, not quite. Bit of a sloppy play there. I would have liked to see that in tandem with something else happening, and that's what he's going to do now. Let's see, redrops these Marines on this side. The Archons going out to fight it on their own is a little risky right now. Obviously, it's just pure Marine, no Marauders to tank, though, so... Alright, saves those Marines, picks them up, gets out of there. The single Phoenix is on tickle duty. He says, eventually I'll tickle you to death. And those Marines are going to redrop, join the rest of this army as well. Does take out one of those Phoenix. The Archon's starting to take a bit of damage. Proxy Gate could really come in big the longer this game goes. Robo and a Forger on the way. Hero's thinking about limping his way towards a longer game. He's got 3 High Templar, which can only really be used for feedback right now. Psystorm gets started. It makes me think he thought he already had that. 26 Zealots are on the map, but attacking front on into Widow Mines is nasty. It can get really awkward really quickly. The Oracle's there. He's only got 1. That's his only detection right now. There's no armory, so the Widow Mines aren't permanently invisible or anything like that. He's going to stim early as BYUN. He's going to shove for it. Oh, good force fields. It doesn't really catch much. Just 2 Marines. And force fields will buy time. But, I mean, I don't know if time is going to really save him. Trying to gather energy for Storm. 20 seconds left until Storm is ready. He's chrono boosting it in the main. He's still not ready on that. Guardian Shield is here. The army coming forward. Big Zealot run by. That's a great move. And that should have probably happened even earlier. He's going to buy time for Storm to finish. Great moves here. Look at that. Gunning down the Marines there. They go down. The Zealots on the rally do get cleaned up. And now comes the surprise Psystorm. Get out of there, BYUN. He's got to run. If he gets hit by Psystorm, he's going to get wiped. He's staying way too close to the High Templar. Oh my god. And there we go. That's the big Storm we were waiting on. A lot of the medevacs take a big bit of damage there. But luckily, there's no anti-air, so Hero just can't blink on him. He can't punish him. BYUN's up 40 supply. BYUN has a 3rd up. He's got enhanced shockwaves. That's the EMP radius upgrade. Hero's like, I'm starting a 4th base and +1 attack. Terran's starting his 2nd engineering bay. Armory. 4th command center. BYUN is getting ready for a macro game, and Hero right now, he just is in... He's been flailing a little bit. He kept expecting BYUN to try to punish his the 3rd base that he got forced into. But I think BYUN played the more difficult way in the follow-up. Rather than saying, oh, I did that. Oh, look at the EMP drop. Gets 2 of the High Templar. Luckily for Hero, they were spread out, though. Another EMP lands. That means there's no Psystorm left in this army. It's pure Archon versus Bio now. The Marine Marauder happy to take that fight. No Guardian Shield in here. 3 of the Archons finishing morphing only after the rest of the army is dead. And BYUN, he can dance all day, he can shoot all day. Injects those stims for the win and ties up the series once again. All right, guys. We got a nice aggressive build here in Game 5. Hero in the top left. Already planning a proxy second gate assault on BYUN, who's actually going for a double gas build this time, which should put him in good stead against this. The problem is, you often feel so safe on double gas that you don't scout the fact that you're being proxied. 4 workers on gas. Actually, no, that's just because he clicked this guy on the gas, so that was totally fine. He starts mining from the backside of the gas. A little bit inefficient, but it is what it is. That's Hero in a nutshell. Going to stop on 19 workers. So he's going to go Zealot, and then he's going to chrono at least 2 Stalkers across the map and look to cancel the command center and maybe even breach the ramp. BYUN going Reaper. We expect a factory to go down. 1 minute 42. Pretty crisp build order. He pulls 1 off that gas and 1 off this gas as well. No, he pulls 2 off 1 gas. Oh my god, that's so inefficient. Pull this guy off instead. Guys, your workers, notice these workers are having to stop for the other guy to hop out of the gas. Whereas, so you should go 2 and 2 rather than 1 and 3. A lot of Korean players have forgotten that in the last few years of StarCraft, and it's nasty. It's just inefficient. It's just inefficient. I expect it from Hero and Dark. BYUN's normally much more efficient than those two, so a little bit sad, but it is what it is. Adept, I like this move. Adept from this side because it can shade across faster. Stalker from the front. And another Adept from that base as well. This is going to be a real strong reinforce. Luckily for BYUN, he's building a second Reaper, but he's going to have to cancel that command center. Seeing the Stalker this early, he should know 100%. Oh god, I'm getting rushed. Does he bunker it? I think he's just got to fight with SCVs. He basically just has to pull SCVs and the Reapers, try to use that high ground. But of course, already 1 SCV getting very low. And you can see he's trying to pull it back right now, but the Reaper's taking damage. Once the Hellion's out, he'll be in a bit of a better stead, but you can see those SCVs, the weak ones do pull back. The Reapers come forward. Hellion's here as well. He's got to pull a lot more SCVs in. Yeah, he's got to pull a lot of SCVs. He's got to push this back right now. He's not pulling enough SCVs. 1 Zealot does go down, but already 2 SCVs have fallen. Make it 3, 4, 5. Hero could get so many on the disengage. Only 2 so far. He's got to finish off those SCVs. Feels like he's diving on the combat units, but another Reaper pops out behind. 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions will make quick work of this. Oh no, Hero, you've got to finish off these SCVs. They're all sitting there. The Stalker is going to do it. Oh, the Stalker gets 1, 2, 3, 4 SCVs before going down. And finally, the damage does get impacted onto the face of BYUN. BYUN's only on 1 base as well, remember. Because you delayed your second gas so long here as Hero, you've only just started mining it. Literally just started mining it. As long as you can defend this attack, you're in a good spot. And look at this. He's still trying to be aggressive. Uh-oh. This Adept could go down. He's got a battery going up at home. BYUN didn't kill the Adept, which I find surprising. Oh, he's going to have to recall. He's recalling the Adepts, but look at that. Turns around, guns that down. BYUN should probably look for the proxy once he realizes these Adepts have recalled. Look at that. Using the high ground, though. Hero gets a volley off. Oh, and he even traps the Hellions! Big move for Hero. And BYUN loses 2 Hellions and a Reaper for an Adept. Oh, great trades. Now, the Reapers can jump in the main, but there's a battery in there. And that being up is a huge problem. He's got to get rid of that gateway, man. But now he's lost the unit control, like the map control with the number of units, so he can't really do it. Hellion goes in, pulls out, Reapers pull out. Command Center is halfway done. But BYUN comes out on the worst side of this, unless he can make some sort of push follow-up work. So what I was talking about, Reaper Hellion's good, but now just like warp in 2 Stalkers right next to it. Hero's like, yep, there's no way you can contest me on the map, man. BYUN has to stay active on the map with his mobility. He's got to try and keep Hero pinned back. He's going to try and move forward there. The Stalkers trying to zone him out, as is this Adept. He's going to try and run through. Stalkers, though, get a few shots off on the Hellion on the way past. No shield battery or anything here, though. He could get some good probe kills. It's very important for him to slow down the economy of Hero right now, but look at that. Good probe pull by Hero. Gets out of there a little bit and gets 4 workers, but losing 2 Reapers and a Hellion for 4 workers. Still hasn't landed his natural expand. DT Shrine goes down as well. Hero is going to go for a DT drop. Oh, that's nasty, man. I don't know. This has just been such a good opening for Hero. I really think this is an opening I'd like to mix in a little bit more. Just this like Adept Stalker pressure to get you ahead while expanding behind it. I think the 2-gate, so many Terrans do this double gas build and don't scout. And some of them even go Reactor after the first Reaper. If BYUN had done that, he'd probably just have died. He would have taken like 10 plus SCVs and been in such a troublesome situation. Tank's in range, he just doesn't have vision. The moment he gets vision, Hero has to pull back there. Third CC on the high ground. Oh, but he's building a Banshee, not a Raven. Oh, no. Oh, no. So he's just going to do a single Banshee. The idea that's good is because it can bounce around the back in this dead space and hit multiple mineral lines. Just be a nuisance. Very low cost commitment piece of scouting. Problem is, even though the third orbital helps with detection, it's not ready yet. He's been dropping mules like mad. He's going to have 50 energy in about 10 seconds, but he's got very few mobile units to really deal with what's going on. He does start a Raven. Okay, he starts a Raven. Raven takes a long time to build, 43 seconds. DTs are going to be hitting when that's only about halfway done. Here we go. DT Shrine kicks in right now, and immediately 2 DTs warping in, getting ready to take a third base in the back behind it. Banshee will come in and do some damage, but with a battery there, he can just pull his probes to it and they'll heal up. One DT is going to run in the front. The other one will drop in the backside of the base. Does BYUN see this? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, he's moving up here. He's got a scan available. He scans. He doesn't kill anything with it. Meanwhile, on the natural, look at that. Engineering bay is on the way. He's going to have to repair that depot if he wants to keep that alive. He does another scan there, but uh-oh. Oh, he loses the depot. Ah, the DT does go in, though, and die. Does he have another scan available? He does not, but the Raven's here. He should be able to save this depot if he pulls an SCV to repair. He gets that DT kill. BYUN on fire. His Banshee also killed 2 probes and got back to the dead space. Not repairing this depot. Not repairing that depot, though. You could argue that's very unnecessary damage. Okay, he does repair this one in time. That would have been a travesty if he let that go. Now, on the other hand, Hero sees a third command center. And we should... Let's go to Hero's vision. Hero should be swapping into Massive Greed right now. But he's going Blink DT, regular Blink, Forge, more gateways. He's chronoing probes. Oh, he's supply blocked. Oh, that's a nasty supply block. So you can tell Hero is still thinking about the harassment. So he wants to be greedy a little bit, but he's not getting a 4th base yet, which is what I would instinctively drop a 4th immediately. Whereas he's going, no, I'm going to do a 4 DT drop with Blink, and I'm just going to start harassing like mad. You think the harassment's over because you shut down one wave? Nuh-uh. I think he'll take a 4th about 8 minutes. So, like, any moment now when he gets a little bit of extra money, he'll do it. DT's going to go forwards. He might even just use the Prism to spot the high ground so he doesn't show what he's up to. Just blink in on the edge. See the DT's here moving around the front right now. Still probing at the back. +1 attack, charge, immortal. He's chronoing those upgrades as well. Okay, he's playing a little cautious. He might go around the right side and dip into the back door. Oh, look at this. Oh, okay. I thought he was going to blink across, but nope. Okay, there we go. 4th base on 8 minutes, as we said. Oh, we didn't quite have the money, so we didn't put it down. Oh, man. He moves very quickly around the screen. He's going Robo Bay, 5th gas. Still no 4th base on the way. Interesting. Turret in the back. Yeah, he's like, okay, we just can't find anything, can we? And here we go, 58 workers versus 58. He can't find any harassment. It feels like BYUN's ahead economically. We just got to remember, though, that as that 4th Nexus finally goes down, 8 minutes 30, 5 barracks are up. Stim and shields are getting close to finished, as is the +1 attack. BYUN's getting to the point where he actually has a mobile army that could go kill stuff. But I would argue that he's making a terrible mistake by not making a Viking. A Viking would have shut this down really hard. Look at this crazy drop by Hero. He's going to force BYUN to use auto turrets to defend. That in itself is a bit of a victory. The DTs pick off a turret, pick up, and get out. No, they don't. No, they don't. Oh my god, the Prism! He's trapped. He's like, there's nowhere to go. Turrets on one side, Marines on the other. Stuck in the middle with you is that Warp Prism. He's going to go after a siege tank maybe. Does he have a Raven go, though? Yeah, good cleanup, good cleanup. BYUN's got a scary army right now. He's going to send a double drop down the left side of the map. I really want to see him clear up this gateway and start pushing disruptors coming out. So going straight to disruptors is Hero. And with the 2nd engineering bay, armory, more depots on the way. 4th command center for BYUN as well. He wants to play some mega macro. I don't mind that. I do, though. Part of me feels like, yeah, getting rid of the gateway is huge. I'd like to see him just out there exerting some presence because drops are insane on this map. This map's really good for Terran because you can drop in the back there or there. You've got this wide open main base or this angle. So if your army's here, you can pick up and doom drop. There's a few different angles that are very hard for Protoss to defend. And for Hero, it feels like this is going to be all about map control and ambush balls. He's basically going to say, hey, you think a snake in the grass is scary? How about a ball coming out from behind the... I guess this isn't fog or mist. It's like their little spotlight line of sight blockers on this map. Stalkers go forward. Looks like he lost a Stalker there. Maybe picked off a Marine. He's got a few disruptors. Double Forges on the way, but still a very scary situation for Hero against a BYUN that is up 30 supply. And BYUN's just going to wait for ghosts and everything. I actually think BYUN could kill him right now. BYUN's up 30 army supply. He's got a way better army, but he's playing cautiously. Maybe too cautious. I mean, you see that army. That's not very scary. That's a very not scary army from Protoss. Tanks say, get out of here. Stalker just gets sacrificed there, trying to poke forward. This Banshee still alive is a very nice move. We'll see when that 5th base gets taken. BYUN's going for 2-1 upgrades right now. 3 more barracks. That'll be with Tech Labs mostly, no doubt, so that he can, of course, go for more Ghosts and Marauders. 4th Command Center does go and float on down. Still no 2nd Starport fan, but against a guy with no Colossus, that's perfectly fine. I'm wondering why BYUN isn't moving out the left side of the map with a double drop. Like, you know, sending some units out to clear up these pylons. At this point, there's a big mistake happening, and that is just giving map control to the Protoss for free. BYUN's been up in army supply. Yes, he's macroing very well, but he could be moving around this map as well. There's no reason why he couldn't do that, but he's playing as if Hero's the guy with the scary army that's going to jump on him, and I think at a certain point, that lead is going to disappear. If you give Hero another minute or two, it's like, oh, I've got 2 Robos making disruptors. Hey, my upgrades are actually coming in now. And look at that. I mean, I already have DT Blink from the early game. A few cannons getting mixed around just to make it much harder to drop. So drops are going to be harder and harder to make work as this game goes on. And it does feel like this is an overly passive BYUN. Those 3 Ghosts are going to be... Yeah, he's got his first 2 Ghosts on the field, 3 more on the way. So you can tell he's kind of like, okay, that'll be the point where I go push. But now, rather than 2 Disruptors, there's 5. Hallucinations are seeing that this is a big build-up from the Terran. It's time to move out, BYUN. He's already basically maxed. It's moving forward. Hero is not there just yet. He's got a few Stalkers in the middle of the map. Feels like BYUN just doesn't have much vision, though. Because he's running around in one big ball, Hero is able to set up some ambushes, and definitely feels like he's the one with the momentum. BYUN's got to be very cautious. Scans the right side. He sees a lot of Disruptors over there. He's got to be wary of what's going on. Doesn't know about that pylon on the left side. 3 more Stargates are on the way. BYUN just chilling right now, not forcing the issue, but he's also not building mass command centers super early. Now he starts a command center and another one. So he's going to go extra orbitals, planetaries, all that stuff, which is cool, but it's a bit too late. Notice he didn't send anything to clear up the map vision earlier, so he goes for the sneaky drop. But he does this off the back of giving Hero full map vision. So Hero sees that drop. I don't know if BYUN noticed it. He's chasing after hallucinations right now. He's got to pull out with that. He cannot get that blinked on. This would be a huge throwaway of the game. Also, 3 cannons and a battery. 3-4 cannons and a battery. He should not be dropping with that. If he dives in, he's going to be in for a world of trouble. The Disruptors do need to go to the right side, otherwise the main army will do big damage there. He sees the armies nearby. This is a very dangerous move for BYUN because his main army is so small right now. Does get rid of that Disruptor. EMPs the battery. Wow, very nice moves with this one. Single Hallucination Phoenix is poking the drop, not actually doing damage though. Marine Marauder Ghost is doing good. The Disruptor's shot's not able to land. The Raven looks like we'll just be doing classic Raven things. Does get one. Oh, 1 Interference Matrix off. Does start to gun down some of these units. Real Phoenix coming in now, starting to focus down those drops. But BYUN is just absolutely smoking a lot of the tech units on the right side. And he's going to be able to unload this whole army. Kills one of the Phoenix as well. Redrops on the high ground. Auto turret could still be dropped on this army as well. Big army on the left. Dude, nice moves by BYUN. But Hero will take out one of those medevacs. Only had 1 Marauder left inside. A lot of the units unload. These guys run in. That's a dead Nexus if he clicks on it. Battery overcharge, not going to save that. That's such a big ball of units. Disruptors! Not able to connect. And it's time for BYUN to disengage. There's more Disruptors there, but... Oh, no! What in the actual heck is he? Oh, BYUN! BYUN, I told you guys he's not scared of the ball pit, but sometimes you should be. Sometimes those balls are manky as all hell. They haven't cleaned him in years, and that was a huge mistake for BYUN. I said, okay, you know, you pull back. I haven't watched this game, guys. I swear. There's somebody like, no, you watch this and you prepare. No! I was literally like, it's time to pull back. That's just the logical decision there. The Phoenix both go down to Widowmines. There's still a great position for BYUN. I think Hero might be dead in this game, guys. BYUN's just straight up macro play is so powerful. 7 Disruptors, a handful of Zealot Stalker, and a Dream. BYUN has a much bigger, better army. There is a lot of cannons on the left side. He runs in. BYUN goes for broke, and he just eats giant balls to the face one more time. BYUN really forcing it, and not in a good way. He's getting way over eager. It's 2 fights in a row that he's tried to headbutt to victory. He could multi-prong push and win the game so easily. There's an exposed base in the top right that he could split his army. BYUN getting way too excited. He also could drop this left side. I know 3 cannons and a battery is a lot. I keep talking about that. But if he does the 5 medevac drop, now that he's cleared up all of Hero's vision, the split pushing becomes a good idea. Right after BYUN cleared up all of Hero's map vision, he started headbutting the front. He got way too stubborn. BYUN just needs to split his army up and he wins this game. He's got 2 more planetaries up, but they are not orbitals, they're planetary. So remember, he doesn't have that many mules. He could still got a much better quality army overall. He's up at more than double, but definitely needs to stop eating those disruptors to the face. Good EMP, forces the battery overcharge. No need to force it here, just needs to pull back from the disruptors. And there we go. That's more of a classic BYUN poking, just clearing up map control, getting what damage he can, baiting out the overcharge. He's going to go for a drop to the north, I think. No? So that scan just tells you what he did. So the thing is, you can see the scan on the map even through the fog as Hero. So that scan tells you that he just picked up his army. So Hero might have had a 300 IQ move and moved his stalkers up here. He doesn't, though. He doesn't sense what's happening. His army moving down the left side as well. This observer does see the army starting to arrive down here on the left. Hero blinks to the left as the drop is on the north side. Bit of a mistake for him. He's got to realize that's only part of the army, though. This observer is very important for Hero, giving him a lot of information. Hero's hanging on for dear life right now. If Hero could make this comeback, it would be a comeback of the ages, an absolutely legendary comeback, but that Nexus is in trouble. Army on the left side runs in. The Widow Mines burrow. They are very vulnerable for the disruptors. Good moves. The disruptor shots take out the Widow Mines, but Hero loses his 5th base. His mining is dropping. He's up against a 6 base Terran, and his income will drop very quickly in the next minute. That whole right side gets cleaned up. Tempests are now out. A very good unit for picking at your opponent from afar, but not the best raw damage output, and that's why BYUN is just standing his ground, fighting, focusing down as many disruptors as he can. He gets quite a few of them as well. These might look like kind of messy trades for the Terran, but it's fine. Overall, he's been more efficient earlier in the game. He's got so much more money. Oh, he doesn't see the disruptor, but good moves. Okay, he knows there's an observer, but he misses it with a scan again. He's kind of cornering his army a little bit, but there's no splash damage to take advantage. So it seems like a pretty good fight for BYUN nonetheless. He's also got another rally of units moving down the right side. Remember that Hero can't afford these trades. BYUN can trade all day, and the Tempests, as cute as they are, they're going to get a bit of value on the medevacs on the tail end of this. But BYUN is way ahead here. He's still got 3 tanks at home that he hasn't used all game long. They've just been on the defense, too immobile. But Hero does get swamped. BYUN ate a few disruptor shots to the face, but you know what? It happens, guys. Overall, incredibly decisive, mega macro play. I kept saying he's giving Hero too much time. He's giving Hero too much time. In the end, that was perfectly dominating play. BYUN takes a 3-2 lead. All right, man. I kept talking about that 4th base in that last game. He was a little bit too slow to go to it. He wanted to pull off his silly blink DT harass, and it did not work out. Hero's over aggression, costing him in that last game. Remember, if he took that 4th base and went straight for splash damage, he could have contested BYUN in the macro game. BYUN played some of the turtliest stuff we've seen in a while, but Hero too aggressive. And oh my god, he's getting proxy wrecks. This is BYUN in the bottom left, going for a barracks gas hidden in the top right. I've never checked that far. Sometimes I check to like there. I've never, with a probe, and then I go across them. I've never checked that far. So you can tell BYUN's placed this. Even if the probe did go up there, he wouldn't have seen it. He's going to come into the probe as Hero. Now he's going to look around, see if the barracks is on the low ground. That's why he was thinking of going up to the edge, seeing if the barracks is hidden. And we should see Cybercore first. Will he go for a Zealot, I wonder? Looks like no Zealot. He's got a Reaper wall here. This is actually a pretty good Reaper wall. I didn't realize you could wall off with a pylon there, core there, gate there. That's actually a cute little Reaper wall. I like this because you can hide the tech much further back on this one. I've been building the pylon up here. This is a much more protected pylon. Definitely need to pick up on that one. I normally make fun of Hero's walls, but credit where credit's due. That's a really good one in my opinion. Factory goes down behind this. The probe is there, trying to block him from putting the 2nd depot down. Hero is so annoying. Look at this. He's gonna get punished. Oh my god, is he? Is he? Oh, he's so annoying. Forces him to pull another SCV. Only a single Reaper here for BYUN, but he's gonna go in. He should be going straight for the probes. Stalker's just started. It's going to take another 10-15 seconds for that to pop. Uh-oh. Okay, good micro so far by Hero, but that's at least 1 dead probe. I was thinking of popping it into the gas. That's a cool way of interrupting the Reaper from attacking it, but... Oh! Goes for a massive probe pull, and that's going to be a 2nd one, and then pull out. Yeah, you've wasted so much mining time, so that 2 kills is more than enough. Also, the SCV is tracking a 3rd kill. The SCV right now on the walkie-talkie to the Reaper says, "Hey, we got a wild one here. He's running for it. Come on, boss, come and get him." And this Reaper says, who's got 2 KD8... Sorry, it's KD8 grenades. 2 P45 Gauss pistols, and doesn't give a crap. It's me. The probe does at least get to spot the command center. I mean, he knows he's done for, so he might as well scout some stuff. Does he see what's going on in there? No. So he doesn't know. Are you building a tech lab? Are you building a reactor? Are you just building widow mines one at a time? So that's actually really good. Hero doesn't get to see anything. Obviously, he knows there's a factory in there that he spotted earlier, but nothing else behind this. 2 stalkers are out. 3rd stalker about to pop. 3 stalker pressure could be really good. Double widow mines. Oh my god, he's gonna go full Maru. Guys, we're gonna go medevac and then armory, I think is what he's gonna do here. Oh man, the non-stop widow mine drop build. Maru did that on Stargazers. Was it versus Hero? Was it versus Classic? I can't quite remember who it was versus. I remember Maru doing that to someone. It was non-stop widow mine onslaught. Medevac started up. No armory just yet. I mean, he could just do it like a mass widow mine assault. Oh, if these stalkers run up and die to the widow mines, that's terrible for Hero. Oh, he's got to pull back right now. Pull back. Okay, very quick reaction. The moment he saw the line, he pulled back. Very good reaction by him. No armory. So he's just going to play. Okay. He's like, hey, you've got to respect the widow mine. So he's going to go for a 4 widow mine drop. Reaper will jump in. Sees a robo and a few more gateways. The robo, of course, reactive there from Hero. After seeing 2 widow mines at the front, he's like, whoa, this could be armory widow mine drop. So already forced into the less optimal tech path of robo gateway. No Twilight, no Stargate tech, no mobility for Hero. But he takes a very quick 3rd, realizing that a player who's pumping units off a reacted factory can't make fighting units. Little does he know that BYUN's already swapped off his building tank Raven. 2nd barracks will head into a 3rd barracks from there as well. And he's even building the pylon. The only avenue that he can't get spotted is right there. He's going to get spotted. There we go. Oh, there is space. That pylon wasn't right on the edge. Oh, he comes in without being spotted. Uh-oh. Hero's watching, though. Hero's too good for that, mate. And very well defended. He drops, he picks up, he burrows. Does he get it in time? Yes, he does. And some good target changing. You always want to leave just 1 probe in range so they don't have the option to change targets like that, guys. The widow mine does get saved. Very nicely done by BYUN. Does end up losing that one. Just saving that widow mine in the back. We should expect the starport to swap off and build a reactor, factory to swap off, build a reactor, and of course the barracks will take the tech lab and a 3rd barracks will come in. Looks like, oh, did he just run more widow mines in? Oh, he ran the widow mines in. Sorry, guys. I didn't think there was anything else that could happen there. So he was trying to run the widow mines in and join it up with the medevac, trying to maintain some pressure to really keep Hero pinned in there. And remember, with no blink, it's hard for Hero to really punish this. He's only now starting his Twilight. I mean, Hero is so cool with his reactive tech. Like, I love the idea of going robo to be safe against the armory widow mines. But if BYUN's flexible, which BYUN's been very flexible in the last few games of this series, you can see that he's not really taking the damage from it. Both widow mines barely alive in the red. Raven's going to hit the main base as well. Big push coming through the middle. It's just a bunch of, what is this, like 8 Marines and 2 tanks? But there's no blink or anything to deal with it. The Raven auto turret's going to start doing damage in the main. He'll have another one of those in about 10-15 seconds to chain it up. Dude, this is a nightmare for Hero to deal with because he doesn't have blink, he doesn't have charge. And force fields aren't going to help against the tank army that's already sieged on your base. BYUN is all over Hero this series. He's going in for it. The tanks and the Marines move in. There we go, Guardian Shield. I mean, that seems nice, but the tanks are going to do massive damage. The sentries are gone. Oh, big damage on the Stalkers right now. And already 7 probes went down behind this. The tanks will, of course, get taken down as the units move within their minimum firing distance. The Widow Mine drop's going to come back on the natural. Hero's got to be quick. He kills them both! Great response by Hero. Hero says, yeah, you think I'm going to go down that easy? Nuh-uh. I may have lost 7 probes, but I killed your tanks. Yes, I lost the sentries, which is costly, but I've got an Immortal. I'm going Templar Archives. I'm going to go for Psystorm, probing up behind this. Does need to reset his mining, amongst other things. He's building a battery in the main to defend the next auto turret. A single auto turret cannot out DPS a shield battery, so you can only get through that if you drop 2 or 3 at a time. Slow Zealot Stalker counterattack. Hero right now trying to posture with literally anything he's got, and he will get the medevac on the way home. Good move. Very nice catch. BYUN building a 3rd command center on location. And look at this. Hero's looking for the punish. Oh, BYUN being a bit too greedy right now. That being said, Stim is done. And Hero wisely backs off. Because if you lose these units, you're dead. And he's going to go for a Stalker Immortal drop. That's a much safer way of doing it. 1 observer goes down. He's got another observer just further back, though. And a double drop moving across the map. If BYUN drops that command center, or if Hero does, he could kill it. On the other hand, what's he got at home? He's moving across more Zealots, Sentry, 2 Stalkers. He's got no blink. He's going for charge. Raven finding the base that doesn't have an auto turret. Meanwhile, the Stalker Immortal comes in. He's trying to focus the combat shields. He ends up going for the reactor on the factory. which is, of course, a very valuable pickoff. Very nicely done. Auto turret could come in on the third base. Double drop towards the main could be game-ending, though. He does have recall available. He's going to kill the third base of BYUN. But BYUN, if he depowers Artosis down here... Artosis! There's an Artosis pylon down there! Oh, no! Okay, very quick recall and battery overcharge. Very good reaction by Hero, and I think that should do enough, especially if he can pick up to dodge the Widow Mines. Good pickups there to try and dodge, but man, oh, this is so much damage. No feedbacks going down. There we go. One feedback goes down on the retreat. 63 probes versus 56. He killed BYUN's third. BYUN has to rebuild his third from scratch. BYUN getting punished here. It feels like this is such a fragile situation, but once again, the only other Protoss player I've ever seen play so smoothly with such crap compositions of random jumbled units, it's AlphaStar. And Hero plays like AlphaStar, man. It's like, hey, I have a Phoenix and an Oracle and a High Templar and 2 Sentries and an Immortal, and I'm going to micro them all individually with an actual really good amount of skill. He's gone up to High Templar with Storm now, has Hero. This Widow Mine drop could get some damage, though. Batteries don't defend against this the way cannons do. He's F2'd his army across the map. 2 probes pulling back there, but the Unburrow micro has been on point right now for BYUN. And he's going to go forwards for a push. Now, BYUN's built his third on location. Sorry, not on location, but inside the main where it's safe. So, big problem for Hero. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 1. Ooh, okay. 4 probes do go down. Not bad. Oh! He feedbacks the Raven! He's got Psystorm there as well. He doesn't get the Psystorm off, though. But he's got 1 Psystorm that's about to drop out. Watch out for the Storm. Good pre-spread from BYUN, though. Yeah, you can't run into that choke point. Hero's got to put it back in his pants right now. He's got map control. He should absolutely take a 4th. He's going to try and bust through with the Immortals. Maybe that works, actually. Oh, EMP. Oh, EMP! Sorry, who has Psystorm, says BYUN? Who has Psystorm? Kills the Archon that morphs. And look at that. He's just so good in this situation. Hero's got to get out of there. But he knows he'll lose so many units on the retreat, so he keeps turning to fight. The Raven does run in and die. EMP's going down. BYUN taking a very good engagement to start, but there's a lot of Immortal Zealot coming in. Dude, he's trying to pull back. He's kind of trapped. He should lower that depot so he has more room to move. And he does end up holding on. Hero commits hard and does not find what he needs. He loses 2 High Templar, 25 Zealots, 3 Archons for 15 Marines, a Raven, 5 Marauders, 2 Ghosts. That's a very good trade for the Terran. You can see about double the value. And did Hero need to commit to it? No, he didn't. Sorry, wrong button there to get rid of that one. Double Immortal drop will come in. He's got to be careful. There's not many Marines in there, though, actually. Not many units that actually shoot up. Oh, so he can actually kill a Marauder before picking up and leaving. Hero, though, very dangerous moves. 4th base goes down now. I do feel like a little bit more willingness to play the macro game for Hero would go very well for him. After killing that 3rd base, his economy could have rebounded a little bit quicker, but he's not adding upgrades. His Forge is sitting idle. He's just looking for the ambush on BYUN's army. He's looking for one big fight. He's looking to catch him off guard. But now that he's lost his observers, he doesn't have the vision advantage. You can see BYUN's scanning for the observer. He's like, as long as you don't have vision, you can't really pick the fight. They do a little bit of a pause there. The High Templar drop looking for it. Nice pre-spread for BYUN. Behind this, there's no probing. There's no transfer of probes out of this oversaturated main. There's no gases on the 3rd. Hero unwilling to play a longer game. But BYUN has shown that he's an expert in the late game. And especially if you just let him get up his 3rd up, his 4th up, add Ghosts, which he's already doing. Look at this pre-spread. Hero's going for a giant all-in. Very scary if he can land the Storms. But the Prism does take big damage. He lands a big Storm. But it's only on half of the army, and most of it survives through. EMP takes out the rest of his Psystorm. The 1-1 upgrades on the Terran is massive. The SCV's trying to get in the front line, but they are stuck behind the army. Does it matter? Vikings on the left side. Widow Mines are getting some shots off on those Archons. The Immortals are getting gunned down. BYUN holding an overly aggressive and overly eager Hero. And Hero, I mean, this is the thing, right? We go, oh, he's the best Protoss. Why did he attack? Why didn't he just macro? The secret to his success has always been the ability to kill an opponent in a situation where anyone else would think their only option is to sit back and defend. I'm telling you, Showtime, Stats, all of the god tier macro Protosses over the years, Trap, they would never think to attack in that scenario. And I'm telling you what, against the lesser opponent, Hero probably kills him. But against BYUN, who seems to understand his opponent very well, not so much. Great force field Trap. Hero is now going to the macro game, but it's only because he's forced. He doesn't have a Robo Bay or a second Robo, so it's just literally Storm, Zealots, Immortals. He's trying to do some Zealot run-bys, but that army is very scary. He doesn't really have a core of units. There's an Immortal, a High Templar, 2 Zealots, a Cannon. High Templar gets sniped! Ow! Ow, wow, 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 wow. Here we go. Oh, BYUN does walk into a pretty big storm. The cannon helps out there, clears out one of those Widow Mines as well. Another storm zoning out those units. The cannon does clear the Widow Mines. Zealots find the rally point. Nice move by Hero. He's up about 20 workers. Remember, BYUN never got a fourth established. His economy got very bruised in that last attack. But the army versus army trade, I think, was too good. If he can clean through this, he will win the game. The Vikings land and get one-shotted by the Immortal. Zealots are coming home from Hero, but he's just got no splash damage to fall back on, no core to his army. He's still got a saturated base down there, but remember, 1-1 upgrades versus 0-0. And the upgrades are just too far behind. BYUN gets a 4-2 victory over Hero. So many players out there going, oh, BYUN can't beat Hero. BYUN's bad. There's a reason why BYUN is ranked number 6 in the world right now. And this series is one of the reasons why. Very well played. GG.